You walk into IKEA for a lamp. 2 hours later, you're pushing a cart full of Swedish meatballs, throw pillows, and a bookshelf named Fjallbo. You spent $347. The lamp? You forgot it. Here's the thing. This wasn't an accident. IKEA stores are designed like mouse traps, and you're the mouse. Every turn, every shortcut, every "oh, that's cute" moment, engineered. The average IKEA visit? 2.5 hours. The average grocery store? 41 minutes. So here's the question. How does a furniture store trick millions of people into buying things they don't need and make them love it? Let's start with the obvious. IKEA stores don't have aisles, they have paths. One path, one direction, no shortcuts. It's called the long, natural way, IKEA's own term. Natural? Maybe. Strategic? Absolutely. The average IKEA is 300,000 square feet. That's 5 football fields. And you'll walk almost all of it. Why? Because the store is designed using something called scripted disorientation.
Designed to maximize exposure to products and encourage impulse buys.
You can't find the exit. Not easily. There are shortcuts, hidden behind unmarked doors, but most people never find them. They're camouflaged, tucked away, almost invisible. IKEA studied how rats navigate mazes in the 1950s. Seriously, they found that when you remove obvious escape routes, subjects explore more territory. They touch more products, see more options, buy more stuff. IKEA doesn't sell furniture. It sells a journey you can't escape. You're not supposed to feel trapped. You're supposed to feel curious. Every turn reveals a new room, a new lifestyle, a new version of yourself. The disorientation isn't punishment, it's seduction. Think about it. When's the last time you walked through every aisle at Target? Never. But at IKEA, you see everything. The path forces exposure, and exposure creates desire. By the time you reach the warehouse, you've seen 50 room setups. Your brain has logged hundreds of products. Things you didn't know existed 90 minutes ago. Things you suddenly need. IKEA's layout isn't broken, it's genius. They hide the exit so you keep exploring, and exploring equals spending. But the maze is just the beginning. Wait until you see what they do with your emotions. Here's what IKEA knows about you. You don't want a couch. You want the life that comes with the couch. So they don't sell furniture in rows. They sell fantasies in rooms. 60 fully staged showrooms per store. Each one is a tiny movie set, and every detail is psychological warfare. The lighting? Warmer than your home. Softer than reality. The smell? Cinnamon rolls baking in the cafe, pumped through the vents. The music? Calm, European, aspirational. Even the fake plants look healthier than your real ones. IKEA hires interior designers whose only job is to make these rooms irresistible. They study color psychology, spatial flow, emotional triggers. That throw pillow isn't randomly placed. It's positioned to create visual balance and trigger your aesthetic pleasure response. You've done this. We all have. You sit on a bed that's not yours, in a room that doesn't exist, and for 30 seconds, you imagine a better version of your life. That's not shopping, that's therapy. IKEA doesn't sell you a table. It sells you the dinner party you wish you were hosting. IKEA sells one Billy bookcase every 10 seconds. That's 3.6 million a year. Not because people need bookshelves, because they need to believe they're the kind of person who owns a Billy bookcase, the kind of person who reads, who's organized, who has their life together. This isn't manipulation, it's hope. IKEA figured out that cheap furniture isn't a product. It's a promise that you can afford to start over, to live better, to be someone new. For people in their first apartment, IKEA is possibility. For new parents, it's a fresh start. For anyone reinventing themselves, it's affordable transformation. Most furniture stores sell status. IKEA sells potential. And potential is way more addictive than mahogany. IKEA showrooms don't display furniture, they display futures. And you're buying the dream, not the dresser. But here's where it gets darker, because once they've sold you the dream, they make sure you can't leave without the impulse buys. You've survived the showrooms. You've made your big decisions. Now you just need to check out, right? Wrong. Welcome to the marketplace, IKEA's final trap. This section is designed to break your willpower. Everything here is under $10, and it's everywhere. Bins, shelves, impulse racks at knee level, eye level, checkout level.
You came for a lamp. IKEA came for your wallet.
This is called the Gruen transfer, named after architect Victor Gruen. It's the moment when a shopper loses track of their original goal and starts buying impulsively. IKEA perfected it. By the time you reach the marketplace, you've been walking for an hour, maybe two. You're tired, decision fatigued, hungry. Your brain is mush, and that's when IKEA hits you with the $2 throw pillow, the $4 picture frame, the $6 plant you'll definitely remember to water. Your rational brain has left the building. Studies show we make about 35,000 decisions per day. By decision 34,500, your prefrontal cortex is basically screaming for a nap. That's when impulse takes over, and IKEA knows exactly when you hit that wall. The marketplace placement isn't random, it's calculated. Right after you've made all your big, exhausting furniture choices, right when your defenses are down. You feel smart because everything's cheap, but you're spending money you didn't plan to spend on things you didn't need. IKEA's average transaction is $134, but impulse items, they add $40 to every trip. That's a 30% markup from items you didn't come for. IKEA serves 825 million customers a year. If each one spends an extra $40 on impulse, that's $33 billion in just because purchases. That's more than the GDP of Iceland, of Malta, of Montenegro, all from tea lights and napkin holders.
But here's the twist that will
But
mess
here's
with
the
your head.
twist that will mess with your head.
Being manipulated.
You know you're being manipulated.
And
You still love it. Because IKEA makes you feel like you won. Cheap prices, cute stuff, a fun adventure. You didn't get trapped, you got treasure. That dopamine hit when you find a $3 vase? That's real. The joy of a good deal. Genuine. IKEA isn't tricking you into feeling happy. They're just, well, optimizing the conditions for happiness to occur. The marketplace is IKEA's endgame. Death by 1,000 tiny purchases. And it works because you're too tired to resist and too delighted to care. But there's one final layer to this, and it's the most brilliant trick of all. The one that keeps you coming back.
Let's talk about the thing everyone hates. Assembly. Those flat pack boxes, the cryptic instructions, the missing screws, the Allen wrench that's somehow both too big and too small. You'd think this would hurt sales, but it doesn't. It makes you love IKEA more. This is a real psychological phenomenon, studied at Harvard in 2011. Researchers had people build IKEA boxes and origami, then asked them to value their creations. People valued their own work 63% higher than identical items built by experts, even when theirs looked objectively worse. It's called, no joke, the IKEA Effect. You don't love the bookshelf because it's good. You love it because you built it. When you build something yourself, your brain assigns it more value, even if it's crooked, wobbly, held together by sheer willpower and prayer. IKEA figured this out decades ago. They could sell pre-assembled furniture, but they don't, because the struggle is the point. In 1956, Camp Rad watched an employee remove table legs to fit furniture in a car. That's when he realized flat packing saves shipping costs. But the psychological bonus? That came later, when customers started feeling proud of their furniture. You curse the instructions. You lose the Allen wrench.
You question your life choices. You call your partner for help. Or don't, because you're stubborn. But when it's done, you did that. You built a dresser. And suddenly, you're not just a consumer. You're a creator. This is why IKEA doesn't pre-assemble. This is why the instructions are wordless drawings. This is why they give you the minimum tools needed. Because easy doesn't create attachment. Effort creates attachment. Research shows we value experiences more when we invest labor. It's why homemade meals taste better. Why your own art looks special. Why your kid's macaroni necklace is priceless. IKEA weaponized this instinct. Every time you finish building something, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical you get from winning a game or solving a puzzle. IKEA turned furniture shopping into gamification, and you're collecting achievements. The IKEA effect turns frustration into pride. You don't just own the furniture, you earned it, and that makes it priceless, even when it cost $79.99. So let's zoom out, because this isn't really about IKEA anymore. It's about you and what you're actually buying. Remember that lamp you came for? You never bought it, but you left with $347 worth of stuff. And somehow you're happy. IKEA doesn't trap you with walls. It traps you with yourself, your desire to explore, your need to dream, your impulse to grab just one more thing, your pride in building something with your own hands. IKEA didn't invent these instincts. They just built a store around them. You're not stuck in the maze. You like the maze. Because every turn feels like possibility. Every purchase feels like progress. And every trip feels like, maybe this time you'll become the person you see in those showrooms. The truth is, we all want to believe we're one purchase away from a better life. IKEA just makes it affordable. They sell hope for $19.99. They sell transformation in flat pack boxes. They sell the future version of you. Some assembly required. And maybe that's not evil. Maybe that's just understanding what people really want. Not furniture, but proof that change is possible. Next time you're in IKEA, ask yourself, are you shopping for furniture? Or are you shopping for hope?